Welcome to The Insider. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe, like, share, comment and click on the notification bell for latest football news vibes. When the opening ceremony was over and the cameras stopped focusing for a while on the box and its politicians, the first soccer man to claim his spot in the Qatari desert was the Ecuadorian Ener Valencia, who finished off the poor hostess with 2 goals in half an hour, plus another disallowed. A good representative of those ordinary players in the elite who find heaven with his team, the striker of 33 years and 16 days lived the night of his life. If the host went out into the field scared, he trembled with him like a baby. His 1.77 meters were enough to do what he wanted at Al Bayt, a stadium that recreates the shape of the tents used by the nomads of the Gulf region, and that rises practically in the middle of nowhere, a faithful reflection of soccer and his team, who left without finishing off on goal. So disappointing was the night for the locals that a good group of fans did not even return to their seats after the break, and many others left throughout the second half, with no interest in witnessing the first defeat of a host team in the opening match of a World Cup. When the referee whistled the end, the stands were half empty. A very soulless image that was added to the large traffic jams at the entrances to the venue when there were still more than 2 hours left for the duel. The only party was that of Valencia, who had already scored one after 3 minutes, later annulled by the VAR. After a quarter of an hour, he received a good filtered pass from Estrada and caused a penalty that he converted himself, playing with the goalkeeper. And after 30 minutes he grabbed a cross from Angelo Preciado through the air that he was in charge of adjusting in the corner. Half an hour to put a painting on him and do reports in his country until he dies. Nobody has made more holes with La Tri in history than him, 37 goals, and the last 5 in a World Cup in Ecuador are his. He came from 3 in Brazil 2014. After going through Everton, West Ham, the Mexican Tigers and, since 2020, Fenerbahce, the Valencia game will be rewound for the rest in Ecuador, which, incidentally, is placed on the list of candidates for the 8th. Only the end of his day of glory was left over when he retired touched in 75. From the outset, the football afternoon started with a good portion of VAR, which revealed an offside in a play that required a thorough review of the regulations. After the visitors had thanked heaven for Valencia's first sting a long time ago. The goal was not worth it, but the effect for Qatar was devastating, on the ground throughout the evening, wrinkled behind and shivering on stage. Few trembled more than their goalkeeper Al-Sheeb, blindly into every Ecuadorian attack. He went out to catch butterflies in the annulled goal, acted like a novice in the penalty action, and could not say anything in the final header that made it 0-2. The only ones who moved in Qatar were the boys from the animation stands who, properly instructed by the organizer, did not stop moving on the set. Only a header from Al-Mizali in the discount of the first half could be rescued from the local dryland quite clear, yes, another from Kauki, and an attempt by Montari after a ball from the cave. Ecuador, a defensive bone that has more than 7 games without conceding, did not even flinch throughout the clash. It would be necessary to throw away a lot of his history to find a World Cup match of his as calm and pleasant as this one. After the break, it was enough for him to process a host team that had surrendered since it arrived at the stadium. In Al Bayt, the only one who spoke about the field was Ener Valencia, Captain General of Ecuador, and the ruin of the sad Qatar, led by the Spanish Felix Sanchez Boz, who awaits a sentence at home if he does not improve against countries Netherlands and Senegal. Ener Valencia bagged a brace as Ecuador firmly put Qatar in their place in the 2022 World Cup opening game. The former Everton and West Ham forward was in brilliant form in the first half, scoring twice, while the home nation looked generally hapless in every single facet of the game. Ecuador found the breakthrough inside the opening minutes when Ener Valencia nodded home after a goalkeeping error from Saad Al-Sheeb. After a VAR check, however, The goal was ruled out for offside. Well, we were told it was offside, although replays didn't really show anything of the sort. Despite being, in all honesty, completely terrible, Qatar did manage to create a great chance in added time at the end of the first. Said chance would fall to Al-Mizali, who was unable to direct a free header goalward after he had done well to latch onto a Hassan Al-Haito's cross from the right flank. Ener Valencia's third-minute goal was ruled out offside after a video assistant referee check, but it did not take long for the experienced striker to open his tally at the Al Bayt Stadium, the 60,000 tent-shaped venue that hosted the tournament's inaugural match. After being brought down by Qatar's goalkeeper Saad Al-Sheib, Valencia scored from the penalty spot in the 16th minute to put Ecuador in the lead. The 33-year-old doubled his goals in the 31st minute when he headed home a cross from Angelo Preciado. Ecuador's next match will be against the Netherlands on Friday, November 25, while Qatar will face Senegal on the same day. Thanks for watching this awesome video.